I wasn't planning on a rescue, but a scruffy dog with tired eyes crossed my path and changed everything. This is how Max found his way into my life and into a loving home.
You never really know when life is going to throw you a surprise. One minute you're walking down the street, just minding your own business, and the next, well, that's when I met Max. There he was, sitting on the sidewalk, looking like he had been through a lot. His little eyes locked onto mine like, "Hey, human, help me out here." And how could I say no to that face? I wasn't planning to rescue a dog that day. Honestly, I was just out for my daily, pretend I'm getting in shape, walk. But Max had other plans. He followed me around like I was the answer to all his problems, which, let's be real, I kind of was at that moment. I didn't have dog treats on me, because who carries those, right? But Max didn't care. He was more interested in my half-eaten sandwich, which he gladly accepted like it was the best thing he'd ever had. So, there I was, standing with this scruffy little guy who now seemed to think I was his new best friend. What else could I do but take him home? Let me tell you, it wasn't glamorous. Max smelled like, well, imagine the dirtiest gym sock you've ever smelled, but multiply that by 5. I gave him a bath, and let's just say, Max wasn't thrilled about the idea of water. He acted like I was trying to drown him in a sea of bubbles. But after a good scrub and a whole lot of shaking, he looked a little more like a dog and a little less like a walking dust bunny. Once he was clean and had some real food in his belly, something amazing happened. Max started to trust me. He went from scared, shivering stray to a slightly more confident little furball. It wasn't overnight, but I could see the change in him every day. And soon, it was time for the dreaded vet visit. Now, Max had been through a lot, but nothing could prepare him for the horrors of the vet's thermometer. You'd think they were trying to take his soul with that thing. Still, Max got through it, and we learned he was mostly healthy, just a little underweight and scruffy. With some more care, Max got stronger, healthier, and, most importantly, happier. But here's where things get tough. It was time to find Max a forever home. Don't get me wrong, I loved the little guy, but I knew he needed a family who could give him more than I could. That's when the Johnson family came into the picture. The moment Max saw them, it was like he knew. He ran straight to them, tail wagging, eyes bright, and in that instant, I knew my job was done. Saying goodbye was harder than I thought. I mean, how do you say goodbye to a little creature who trusts you with everything they have? But when I saw Max cuddled up with his new family, happier than I'd ever seen him, it all felt worth it. Max had found his people, and they had found him. He wasn't just a stray anymore, he was home. Thanks for sticking around and listening to Max's story. If you're ever thinking about rescuing a dog, just remember, it's not just about saving them. Sometimes, they end up saving you too.